my dear friend, World Jewish Congress President, Ambassador Ronald Lauder, World Jewish Congress Treasurer, our dear friend Shela Safra, World Jewish Congress Israel Region President Sylvan Adams, good luck, my friend, World Jewish Congress Israel Chair Hadassah Getstein, thank you for hosting us, members of the World Jewish Congress Steering Committee, Jewish leaders and representatives of Jewish communities from all around the world, and dear, dear friends, Chavarot v'Chaverim, we're so happy to have you with us today. And I'm so proud to be here with you, especially I'm proud to be here with you, Ronald Lauder. Thank you very much. Baruch haba. The global Jewish leadership here in this hall is profoundly impactful and therefore very significant. I welcome the many friends joining us today, and I wish all of you great success. We've all been undergoing devastating, unprecedented times. Huge agony and pain have befallen our nation, the nation of Israel. Since October 7th, Michal and I met with well over 1,100 bereaved families, hundreds of wounded civilians and soldiers, and countless evacuees. And above all, we meet and are in constant contact on almost an hourly basis with hostage families as we are fighting for the immediate release of our hostages, every single one of them. Yesterday, at the Vatican, I met with Pope Leo XIV, and I had a sticker on my suit, on my jacket, with the unfathomable number of 590 days. So today is 591 days, reflected the scars that we carry on our hearts. We lead them home now. We salute our courageous IDF soldiers who are in combat as we speak. Mechazkim et chayaleinu hagiborim. I also want to welcome the Israeli cabinet's decision to resume the transfer of humanitarian aid, which is critical for maintaining basic human conditions in Gaza. This step is vital in order for Israel to maintain its military capabilities, to operate in accordance with international humanitarian law, and most importantly, in order for us to maintain our humanity within this tragedy. Israel is facing a cruel, sinister enemy that has tortured innocent lives, burned and maimed and abducted our sisters and brothers. But we are better. We will not allow our enemy to dehumanize us. We must be better. We will always lead with our humanity. Dear friends, it is a distinct honor and profound personal pleasure for me to be standing at this podium today, to award my dear friend, Ambassador Ron Lauder, the Israeli Presidential Medal of Honor. This moment, reflecting on the public of labors over a lifetime of one of the foremost Jewish leaders of our generation, gives me enormous pleasure and pride. Ron, my dear friend, you've spent your life on the front lines for the Jewish people and its nation-state, Israel, defending Jews around the globe, fighting for the state of Israel and for peace, taking Jewish education, Jewish identity, and Jewish advocacy in your two hands and helping write this story which we all live in. I can't begin to do justice to everything you've accomplished over decades. In a dizzying string of roles, positions, organizations, and initiatives. You served as an official diplomat and ambassador for the United States of America, but also as an unofficial ambassador for millennia of Jewish experiences throughout the world. You have brought your intelligence, acumen, and skill to the diplomatic arena, which you've navigated with a native elegance. And you've advised governments and engaged world leaders of every stripe and variety, weighing in with your voice on some of the most critical questions for the Jewish people and for human society. You have brought deep love and passion for the Jewish people to leadership roles in countless global organizations, schools, and cultural institutions, basically anywhere we can rest our eyes within the philanthropic landscape of the Jewish world. And your work within the World Jewish Congress has positioned it as a global organization with enormous reach and influence. It is an organization which I hold in the highest regard as a core diplomatic arm of the Jewish people and Jewish communities everywhere, especially in these dire and challenging times for Jewish communities, Jewish people all over the world. So, dear Ron, you've been a pillar of philanthropy and education in Israel and around the world. And you've been a leading force fighting the poison of anti-Semitism throughout the globe and preserving Holocaust memory, that antidote to blind hatred so critical in these times. In Europe, on sites where Jewish life was brutally crushed, first by the Nazis and then by communist cultural oppression, you put yourself behind critical initiatives to reassert Jewish life. And you called forth the best of our collective resources to reach Jews whose heritage was almost denied to them forever. You have planted seeds that have blossomed beautifully in schools that bear your name and which are, quite simply, saving the collective Jewish neshama. You've put yourself behind so many philanthropic initiatives that touch not only countless individuals and their life stories, but a much broader story of our peoplehood. And your fingerprints are all over our global Jewish landscape. Mostly, you've been an embodiment of a calling that has resonated throughout centuries of Jewish existence, from the earliest inner call in our Bible, Lech Lecha, to the inner call which we all mention time and again, which is, Hineni, I am here. And you continue to do all of this with boundless energy, sharpness, clarity, and leadership. For all of this, it is my greatest pleasure to award you this Presidential Medal of Honor, Israel's highest civilian honor, on behalf of the entire State of Israel. Of course, at the root of every attempt to do good lies a most basic assumption of our responsibility to one another. Kol Yisrael arevim ze lazeh. I look around, this is exactly what you do. It is the basis of Jewish ethos and the Jewish ethical intuition. And it screams nowhere more loudly than right at this moment, when our sisters and brothers remain buried underground, dead and alive, in a grievous crime against humanity and against justice in Gaza. It is our most glaring imperative to do whatever we need to do to free them, to bring them back home in the spirit of a sacred value that makes us who we are. We must bring them home now. We call it Pidyon Shvuim, every last one of them. May I conclude, dear Ron, by saying that the relationship between our families goes way back. Your dear late mother, Esti, who built an empire, was a dear friend of my parents. You continued that relationship with my parents and then with Michal and me. To me, there is something so familiar in you, something that whispers from the old European worlds of our parents. A generation who dreamt of changing the world and who imprinted that dream deeply in us. Clearly, we must carry on this legacy. So may you continue to be an agent of that deep wish for goodness. May the World Jewish Congress thrive and go from strength to strength with its impressive leadership, including the newly elected leaders. May you all continue in good health. Mechail el Chail. Mazal Tov, dear Ron. Thank you all, dear friends.